Hey Connor, it's Papa. Today is Sunday, December 18th, 2016, and I'm in a little town called Hauula on the windward or east side of the island of Oahu in Hawaii. I wanted to make a video for you this morning because I saw something really neat and I wanted to show you. Do you want to know what it is? It's a seal. It's a Hawaiian monk seal. And over the past few days, as I've driven up and down this road a few times, I drove past and there was this seal sleeping on the beach right there next to the road, right there next to the main road. There's just this great big Hawaiian monk seal that was sleeping on the sand right there every day. Every time I drive past, I wouldn't drive past like all the time, but like every once in a while when I'd have to drive past here, I'd look over and I'd be like, wow, that seal is still there. And it was there for days, just sleeping, and yeah, like all day. I would just sleep all day on the sand. And I think that is so strange. Anyway, this morning I woke up really early, like before the sun even came up, so it was still dark when I woke up. And I thought, I want to make a video and I want to show Connor that seal. So I got together my camera and my microphone and my other camera equipment, and I put it all in the car and I drove down here thinking I was going to make a video to show you this seal that's sleeping on the beach. Whoa. It's pretty windy today. You see that? Wind's blowing the camera over. Anyway, so I thought I wanted to make you this video to show you this seal that's sleeping on the beach. So I drove down here, and as I pulled up to the beach and parked the car, I parked the car and I looked, and the seal wasn't there. It was gone. And I was like, oh man, where'd that seal go? It was there for so many days and now it's not there. And especially when I wanted to make this video for Connor. So I thought, man, I felt so disappointed. So I parked the car anyway, and I took a couple minutes to look around, and you know what? That seal was nowhere in sight. I didn't see it anywhere. So I thought, man, I felt pretty sad about that. So I figured, okay, I just took a deep breath and I gave myself a minute to feel disappointed, and then I got back in the car and I drove back to where I'm staying. And I got back there and I got my laptop out and I got down to working and getting some of the stuff done that I needed to do today. And then after a while, I got thinking, and I was like, it was pretty early when I went down to the beach, and it wasn't still dark out, but it was just getting light. And I thought, you know what? When I wake up that early, you know what the first thing I want to do is? I want to eat breakfast, right? And I started to wonder, maybe that seal just went out to get some breakfast, right? Because seals, what seals eat is they eat all kinds of stuff out in the ocean. They'll eat fish, and they'll eat crabs, and they'll eat octopus, and clams and shellfish. They'll eat a lot of different kinds of stuff, all kinds of sea animals. And I thought maybe what happened, maybe the reason why that seal wasn't there is because it woke up in the morning and it thought it was hungry, and so it just went from the beach out into the ocean here and swam around all over in the coral reef and went looking for some fish and some crabs and maybe an octopus to eat, and got some breakfast. So I started thinking, if that seal went to get some breakfast, maybe after it finished eating, maybe after it found all the food that it wanted to eat, maybe it came back to the beach and went back to sleep again. So I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my camera gear and put it all back in the car again, and I'm gonna go down and see if that seal is back. So that's what I did. So I put my camera in the car and I drove back down here to this little town called Hauula, and I as I drove up here to the beach, I drove really slow, and as I drove up to the spot where that seal used to be, I looked, and you know what? It was back. And I felt so happy about that, because then I would get to make this video for you to show you the seal. So so the seal is actually just over here, just back over this way, and what I want to do is just take the camera and go over there and show you the seal. And what I'll need to do is because seals they're kind of special animals around here, so they say you're not allowed to go up and get too close to them and bother them. They want people to stay back from them a little bit and give them some space, you know. So what I'll do is I'll go up not too close, but I'll get up near the seal, and then I'll try to like zoom in on my camera, so we can get a closer look, you know, even though we still might be a little bit far away. So if that sounds good to you, then keep watching, and I'll go over there with the camera and we can take a look at that seal together, and then after I'm done, I'll come back on here and talk a little bit more. Okay? All right, here we go. Well, what did you think of that? Interesting, huh? That seal was laying there asleep, but I still thought it was pretty neat. Did you see that one time when it opened its eyes and looked around? Right there when I first started filming it. And then also, did you see it kind of scratching itself with its fin? And we could see it breathing, huh? If you look really closely. So you know it was kind of, you know, there and just doing its thing, just sleeping all day on the beach. But anyway, I'll tell you a couple interesting facts about monk seals. The first is that the people that used to live here in the Hawaiian Islands a long, long time ago, they used to speak a different language than what we speak. And in their language, the monk seals were called Ilioholo Ika Ua, right? Ilioholo Ika Ua. And in Hawaiian, what that means is it means a dog that likes to play in the rough water. So that's kind of how the old-time Hawaiian people used to think of monk seals. They used to think of them like they were dogs that just like to go out and play in the rough water. But the interesting thing is that those seals, they actually spend most of their lives out in the water like that, and then just kind of occasionally they haul themselves up onto the beach to sleep and rest, and also to give birth to their babies. So pretty interesting that that they just live their whole lives just swimming around and looking for food and going on adventures and playing and meeting up with other monk seals. So pretty cool. They like I said earlier, they eat all kinds of animals that live out here on the reef, like just reef fish and octopus and crabs and shellfish and anything else they can find out there to eat. But they'll also dive really deep into deep water. People that study monk seals have observed them diving up to 1,000 feet deep out in the ocean, which is pretty darn deep out there. So they can dive really deep in the water when they need to. I was also saying that monk seals are pretty special animals around here. Actually, I read somewhere that only 100 of them have been seen around in this part of Hawaii, what they call the main Hawaiian Islands. So they're a pretty small population, and because of that, people try to just give them some space to live their lives and show them respect, and not disturb them too much, so that hopefully their populations can grow. So anyway, looks like a lot of people are starting to show up here to see this seal. You want to see? I'll turn the camera and let you see. There's kind of a little crowd gathered back there. Can't blame them, can you? Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing that monk seal and watching this video, and I'll make another video for you again soon. All right, I love you, Connor. Bye bye.